Hi guys. So you already know, YouTube is being a little bit stingy with the coin. So of course I got a sponsor. So click this link in my description down below, Car Marshall. Check them out, and for every click, I gets paid. So if you're looking for a new or used car, check out Car Marshall. Thanks.
Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, my wonderful sweet babies. It's Destined Choice. Welcome to my second channel. Remember, y'all, posting every day until I get off my damn suspension off my main channel. But anyways, today I'm going to be talking about Summer Walker. And when I talk about Summer Walker, I'm going to be eating my vegetarian bowl with lettuce, jalapenos, fresh jalapenos, green jalapenos, cilantro rice, black beans, pico de gallo. Pico gallo. Y'all dragged me when I said pico gallo. And black beans. And queso, of course, and onions and all that good shit. But anyways, I want to take this time. Ooh, guacamole! I forgot that was in here too. I want to take this time to talk about Summer Walker. Now, Summer Walker doesn't really need introduction. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys already know who she is. Summer Walker is that new R&B artist with the face tattoos, basically. Now, before Summer Walker was this famous, solidified musician, Summer Walker was a stripper. Summer Walker is a 23-year-old solidified R&B artist. She solidified herself in the game when she released her recent album, Over It, back in October. The album was such a success, it featured people like Usher, London on the Track, and many other people. So the 23-year-old has literally solidified herself in the game. Her album literally went #1. She has literally beat out her competition. We haven't found something like that in a very, very long time. So Summer Walker really does deserve her success, and I really do like her. I wasn't the biggest fan of her until recently. So in case you guys didn't know, recently Summer Walker's been getting a lot of hate because she came out about the fact that she has social anxiety. And she has said this numerous times in numerous interviews. And if you watch a lot of her interviews, you can see that she's a little bit awkward and strange looking.
And regret.
Good.
You gotta learn what you gotta learn along the way.
When was the first moment that it got, I don't want to say serious, but it became real? When did you realize, like, this is happening?
When they made me get on stage
Where were you?
in Paris.
Oh, okay, cool. And then what happened?
So thanks. Look, I'm really freaking excited to be here, but I have social anxiety like a motherfucker. So yeah, I'm freaked the hell out. I'm sweating. But
And that's because she hates conversation and she hates doing things where she has to be social. Now, Summer Walker got a lot of backlash because she recently canceled her tour. And you know, every time an artist comes out with an album, you gotta do a tour because you gotta promote your music, you gotta promote your record, you gotta show venues and vendors that you're capable of bringing a ton of people into a venue in order to get more tours and be able to negotiate more money, so on and so forth. Like, things like that are very, very necessary. Now, Summer Walker got a lot of hate because she literally canceled her tour while it was still going on. And her fans were not happy. When she came out to tell everybody that she had social anxiety and she couldn't continue due to her introvertness and her shyness.
They really appreciate anyone who genuinely loves my music, plays the fuck out of my music, comes to the shows, comes to the meet and greets, supports me, and really love and accept and respect my personality. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to finish this tour because it doesn't really coexist with my social anxiety and my introverted personality. But I really hope that people understand and respect that at the end of the day, I'm a person. I have feelings. I get tired. I get sad. And it's just a lot. And so I don't want to lose myself for someone else. I want to give y'all what I can. So I'm going to keep making music and I'm going to do it.
Her fans want the fuck off. You would think some people would say, oh, it's okay, girl, get better, like, we support you. Nope. People weren't having it. One girl said, I'm done listening to you. Somebody else said, how the hell Summer Walker's social anxiety didn't stop her from being a stripper and letting random people slap money on her ass, but it stopped her from saying hello to folks who paid $200 just to get a church hug? Was there not any negative energy in a strip club? Can somebody make that make sense? I fuck with Summer Walker, and I truly understand, but I low-key feel like she's using social anxiety as a cop-out. If you want to rest and just perform big shows, say that. Somebody said, honestly sis, I'm hurt. I bought a ticket for twice as much because it was a resale, which I'm sure I'll be able to get refunded for a show out of state because I fucked with you and knew it was your first and last tour. I did all that for you just to cancel. I'm still a supporter and I'm all for you taking care of yourself, but it doesn't make the situation any less fucked up, especially considering you or your label decided what shows y'all felt would be most important to finish, as if all the other cities/states weren't in support of you. If you're going to cancel some, be fair and cancel the remaining as well. Now, these people made a lot of very valid points, and I definitely understand where they're coming from. They have every right to be upset. Because imagine your favorite artist. Imagine somebody like, for example, Beyonce or Rihanna, somebody you really love, has a tour and they randomly cancel days in advance. You bought your plane ticket, you flew out, because mind you, that last person said that they flew out of state to see her. You cancel your tour, you cancel your work, you call out just for her to say, I'm not going to make it because I can't do it. Now, here's the thing, when it comes to mental health, it's kind of disgusting. A lot of people feel like she's faking it. I don't think that's right. That's fucked up. Because me, I have social anxiety. In a recent post, she basically said this. She basically said in her recent post, it's fucked up that a lot of people dragging me are grown women who have children. A lot of y'all who have children are the reason why children end up being damaged, because you're dismissing my mental health, which means you're probably dismissing your child's mental health and beating them because they suffer from mental health issues. Now, she made a very good point, but here's the issue. Recently, if you guys didn't know, Summer Walker has been getting dragged for her recent performances on her recent tour, and these are some of the videos.
You can do that. You can do that. You don't have to look at me. You don't have to watch me. I know you're still gonna listen to me. You're gonna do that, but you don't have to. You don't have to come to my shows. You don't have to. You don't have to. It's okay. So why don't you just do that instead of sending me hate mail all day? Because you secretly like.
And then not only that, she also had to do a meet and greet for a lot of her tours, because a lot of people paid for VIP. And VIP, which means those tickets can range from about $300 to $700. So those people basically paid money to get a quick picture with her and to interact, for her to basically just be like, for 5 seconds, tell them to walk off. Mind you, these same people who were to meet Summer Walker, they basically got told, you gotta have your phone out immediately, you can't touch Summer Walker, and you can't stand too close to her.
And so I caught this from Gossip in the City. It says, such an anticlimactic and disappointing experience meeting Summer Walker yesterday. Not only did she move the meet and greet last minute to after the show, the meet and greet itself was literally 5 seconds. We were informed to have our phones out ready with flash and not to sit too close or touch her. She barely spoke to anyone. Every couple of people she said hi. It was a big hurt piece for me because I really idolized her and her work. I knew she was an introvert and kind of closed off, but there was no effort in all of this whatsoever. For a fan who supports you and your music, helps put money into your pocket, there was not a care or a sense of compassion for all the waiting and money spent into getting that moment. I sat around for hours trying to figure out what item of mine I wanted you to sign and what I might say to you. I didn't even get an autograph. Granted, I didn't expect minutes of your time, but I at least expected some sincerity. Never again, ever. Summer, you lost a big fan. I'm glad this is your first and last tour. You don't deserve us.
Which I understand, but here's my thing for Summer Walker. Let me explain her social anxiety. For those of you guys who don't know what social anxiety is, all of you guys are familiar with anxiety. Some of you guys suffer from anxiety. Some people suffer from anxiety due to trauma. Some people have social anxiety due to a lot of things. But basically, social anxiety is a very unique anxiety, and I suffer from it. So basically, mine isn't as severe as hers, but a lot of people have it in like, some people struggle with it more, some struggle with it less. And there's not really a cure for it. Some people take medication for it. Some people meditate. Some people smoke weed. Some people drink. Some people do a lot of things. But when it comes to social anxiety, it's basically a form of anxiety where you're scared to be social and to interact with people. So basically, y'all ever met somebody, and I'm sure some of y'all have met people with social anxiety, whether it be at school or that weird kid in class, or somebody at church, or somebody in public, where you try to talk to them and they're just like, yeah. They're acting weird, strange, and awkward, barely make eye contact. Those are people who have social anxiety. Those are people who are like bad at making conversation.
Say it's your first day at a new job. Maybe you're nervous or jittery. You want to make a good impression. Those feelings are pretty normal, and they may actually help you be more alert and careful. But after a few weeks, once you're used to the job and you know your co-workers, that nervousness usually diminishes, right? Well, for some people, that initial anxiety is really high and it stays really high over time. For those people, the fear of being judged negatively by new people might be so daunting that it affects their ability to do their job well. In fact, even the idea of having to be somewhere where they may be scrutinised by others might make them not want to do the job in the first place. This describes social anxiety disorder. It's unclear what causes social anxiety disorder, but it's thought to be a combination of genetic and environmental factors, like having a close relative with social anxiety disorder or being exposed to neglect and abuse. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, or DSM-5, defines social anxiety disorder as causing individuals to fear acting in a certain way that might make them get judged, and it can cause anxiety that interferes with their normal routine, as well as their relationships. And what's more is the fear of anxiety is persistent, lasting for 6 or more months. Usually, social anxiety disorder causes distress for individuals in specific social situations or circumstances. For example, one person might get really anxious when making small talk with acquaintances or meeting new people, whereas another person might get performance anxiety and not feel able to give a presentation or give a toast at a friend's wedding. Social anxiety disorder is an ego-dystonic condition, meaning that people who have the disorder usually understand that their anxiety is unwarranted, but unfortunately, that awareness can cause more anxiety because they'll fear that others can tell how anxious they are. Sometimes, individuals might worry that they may be having physical symptoms, like trembling or blushing, that others may notice and judge them for. Sometimes the anxiety can get so severe that it causes something called derealization, meaning that a person might feel spaced out and may be less able to recognize their surroundings.
Don't know how to hold conversation because they think that you're criticizing them. And I have social anxiety to a certain extent because of the fact that I grew up with parents who were fucking bully ass bitches, and I grew up with a fucking sister who was a bully. So growing up, I have my parents always tell me, "Why you walk like that? Stand up straight. People are still gonna make fun of you." Or one time I was washing my hands in the sink when I was like 12, and then my mom said to me, "Why are you washing your hands so soft? Why are you washing like a girl? People are gonna make fun of you." Like, they would say like all these disgusting things to me, and that would make me feel self-conscious about how other people viewed me, because the people who were supposed to love and cherish me literally treating me like shit as a child, and it kind of fucked with my self-esteem, to where I think any little thing somebody looks like, if somebody looks at me funny, I think they're criticizing me. If somebody's staring at me too hard, I think they're assuming that my voice is annoying. Or if somebody sees me walking, I'm thinking they're gonna judge me because I walk so stiff. And I don't know, I walk regular, but at the same time I'm a very like stiff walker. Like, I walk with my legs, I don't move my arms or nothing. And my parents used to always be like, "Walk with your arms, why are you walking like that? You're walking like a zombie, like you're possessed." Like, they would say like all these nasty things. And a lot of times people who have social anxiety, it comes from childhood trauma due to, people treating you like shit and you being self-conscious at a very young age. Summer Walker says she suffered from the age of 6, and I think it's disgusting that people telling her that she's faking it. But here's my thing. I understand that, but my social anxiety, I've always had it. Even when for example, like if I was on the honor roll when I was a child, or I had to walk across stage in the 5th and 6th grade, I'd be so self-conscious. I'd be like, or for example, like when we had assemblies when I was a child, and I would have to like go on stage and introduce myself to win like a fucking prize or a certificate or some shit, I would feel weird. Like, I would be awkward having all these eyes on me. Like, sometimes people who have social anxiety don't like having strangers stare at them all damn day. Now, it's a traumatic thing, and it literally keeps you from living your life. Some people even take the lengths of staying in their house, and I'm one of those. I literally have days where I literally just stay in my house all day. Like, I'll literally, like, I probably haven't left my gated community in like 3 weeks because I'm in my house all the time. Like, I don't feel like I want to leave, and that's not healthy for you to just stay in your house all damn day. And I know that, which is why I take vitamin D pills, because I don't get enough sunlight and a whole bunch of estrogen. Like, it keeps you from living your life. Now, it's fucked up that people are saying that she's faking it, but at the same time, I have to play devil's advocate real quick. Summer Walker, if you know you're awkward, I understand. When you're a musician, you don't ask to perform. You don't ask to have the spotlight on you. You just want to make music and make people happy, right? But why would you agree to do a meet and greet when you don't want no one touching you? They got to stand this far away from you, and you're not going to interact. She claims that she's sensitive to energy because she's an empath. And people who are empaths are very sensitive to energy. They can feel and tell how you're going to react based on your energy, your movements, your eye contact. Like, people can they can basically read your mind without having to read your mind based on your body posture. They can feel bad energy and good energy. Like, those are empaths. So she said that she's an empath and she's sensitive to energy, and that was an excuse for her not to take a picture with somebody. What's so hard about doing this? Like, not even touching somebody. What's so hard about, like, leaning over to take a picture? I understand that you have social anxiety, but people gotta stop making excuses for her, because the same people who are making excuses for her are the same people who didn't pay to meet her. And are the same people making excuses for her are the same people who didn't pay to see her perform. But hey, I mean, she did say she has social anxiety, but this was her first tour, and according to her, this is her last tour. And honestly, I think her career is doomed to end, because the fact that you're sitting up here canceling your tour, and then she's not canceling the entire tour. She's only doing the last couple of tours, and these are the tours that paid the most money. And she's doing only a few of them. She's not canceling the whole thing. She's only doing a few of them and canceling others that she doesn't feel like traveling too far for. So it's kind of fucked up, because it's like, well, damn, I traveled to Virginia to come see you, and boom, all of a sudden you tell me, oh, I'm canceling that, but I'm going to still go to the one in California and the one in Alabama. Like, that's fucked up. And it's one of those things where I just see like this. Summer Walker, you know you have social anxiety, don't agree to do a meet and greet. You know you have social anxiety, don't do performances. You got to make money, you got to promote your record, you got to do, you got to, that's just what you gotta do when you're an artist. Like, if she didn't want to do all this, she should have just been a faceless person. Look at Sia. Y'all notice how Sia is one of the most successful pop singers in the world, and you barely see her going on tours. You barely see her going on. No one even knows how Sia looks, because she has her face covered all the time. She's an unknown. Summer Walker should have been an unknown, but instead she has like this rock star image where, you know, on Instagram she's goofing off, and on her Instagram story she's goofing off, but at the same time, she's not delivering that same energy when performing, and that's understandable, because when you have social anxiety, it's different from posting on Instagram. I might be the most confident, most jolliest, most goofiest person on Instagram and on YouTube, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be like jolly and ready to hug everybody I meet. Now, me being popular on social media and getting recognized all the time, that helped me break out of it. And plus, I took an acting class, and when you're an actor and you're an entertainer, you have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to work with people. So for me, getting on stage, like when I was taking an acting class, I would get on stage, I would get comfortable with my partner, speak to my partner, shake it off, take a deep breath, take breathing exercises, and then do it. Like, that doesn't mean I didn't have anxiety, but I feel like her using anxiety as her excuse for not wanting to, like, interact with people and not wanting to perform is kind of fucked up. It's just like, don't put yourself in a predicament in the first place. Now, here's my thing. I know someone who basically I know someone that knows someone who never got their license, who doesn't want to go to the DMV because they're scared of waiting that line, they're scared of interacting with people, they're scared of being judged at an ugly picture. Like, they just don't want to get their license because they're scared of interacting or something going wrong. So my thinking was this. Okay, I understand that because that's social anxiety, and I get that. But how are you going to let the fact that you have social anxiety interfere with the fact that you need to get your fucking license? Because you need your license. Well, you don't need your license. You could always Uber. But if you want your license, then get your license and get it over with. Same thing for Summer Walker. If you know you want to perform, but then you know you don't want to perform, then don't perform. You shouldn't have to do something that you don't want to do, but don't agree with it. Don't go for it, and then I don't know. And then also, she recently accepted her Soul Train Awards, because she recently won an award for Best New Artist at the Soul Train Awards. And a lot of people are dragging her for the way she was acting on stage.
Thank you so much. I didn't expect this. Thank you, LVRN, and thank you, London, on the track. I really appreciate it.
I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all saw that and were cringing. Shit, I was too. But I saw myself in Summer Walker. She knew what she signed up for. She might get over it. But it's one of those things, when it comes to social anxiety, I take mine very seriously. I want to break out of it. For her, she has the money. She has the funds. She can easily get help, take medication, meditate. Like, she can find people that can help her get through it. Instead, she just wants to suffer in her little ball and not try to break free from it. I understand her mental health, but understand these are people who literally wasted money. Wasted money. And I know some people are going to say, well, then y'all should have known she had social anxiety. Well, this is her first tour. How the fuck are you supposed to know when she literally hasn't even done a tour before? So, that's just that. She said she's going to refund the money, which is obvious. But there are some people who can't even get reimbursed. I mean, there are some people who booked flights, booked hotel rooms, and they can't even get reimbursed for those things because you wasted everybody's time. You know you knew you had it. And if you know you have social anxiety and you're an introvert and you're awkward on stage, don't agree with it. Maybe she felt pressured to. At the same time, look, you get what you asked for. She wanted that extra money. She wanted that couple $1 million for a performance. She wanted those millions of dollars to go on the show. She really should have looked at other people's perspective. And what's fucked up for me is she didn't even apologize. Like, you say, I'm worried about my mental health. I'm not going to do this. This is just not for me. You know, I'm introverted. It's my first and last tour. Just to let you know. Thanks for buying the ticket. Well, damn, bitch. No apology. Because at the end of the day, it seems like she's only thinking about herself. Like, I understand your mental health. Great. She shouldn't be dragged for her mental health. But you need to be held accountable for your actions. So when are people going to stop using their mental health as an excuse? Stop using mental health as an excuse. I have social anxiety. And me, because of my social anxiety, I don't like going shopping. Like, literally, I buy toilet paper, paper towels. I buy all that shit on Amazon. Soaps. Everything. I buy everything. Clothes. Like, this shirt, I got this shit on the internet. Like, almost everything that I have in my home, like, I literally got online. Because it's one of those things where I don't feel the need to go out and I don't want to have to deal with, you know, horrible conversations. And it's not even one of those things where you're scared to socialize. Sometimes even my social anxiety is like this, where you don't want to go out because you don't want to deal with something going wrong. Like, for example, like, you're scared of things like, somebody pissing you off or ruining your day, or you don't want to leave the house because you're afraid of human interaction, or somebody confronting you about some fuck shit. Like, that's how my social anxiety is. Or some stupid person trying to plot on you. Like, you're scared of all these things, and you're scared of human interaction. You're scared of being social, and that prevents you from living your life. And I'm trying to break free from that. I literally listened. I have 3 audiobooks that I completed of me trying to get out of social anxiety. I read a book about social anxiety because I'm genuinely trying to break out of it. Shit, let me tell you something. A lot of people don't know this, but I literally used to walk around with a Chucky doll. I own a Chucky doll, for those of y'all who don't know. And I literally used to walk around with it all the time because since I'm so awkward and sometimes so bad at conversation and really shitty situations, like, for example, if I go to CVS to buy a toothbrush and somebody recognizes me, I have a Chucky doll. So just in case things don't get awkward, I have something to talk about, just in case I have nothing to talk about. Like, if someone confronts me and says, hey, like, I watch your videos, I'm going to be like, oh, hey, like, hi, like, oh, yeah, this is my Chucky doll. And then things are easier for me. Like, I read a book that said that you have to have something like a what's that? Like, sometimes I wear crazy clothes or I wear things that stand out like this to literally try to avoid awkward conversation, because I'm not always the best at conversation, because sometimes literally before I go out, I literally stare at the mirror and practice having conversation. I practice having conversation in the mirror so that I won't have to, like, feel awkward or embarrassed. Or sometimes I'm scared that people might literally see, oh man, he's terrible at conversation. He's terrible at conversation. Damn, this is such an awkward conversation. And I don't want them to think that I'm not interested in the conversation. I'm scared that they think that I'm not interested in conversation and I'm bad at conversation. Like, that's literally how it is. And it's really hard to explain. A lot of it stems from childhood trauma for literally everyone with social anxiety. And sometimes for some people it stems from being bullied at school. Like, that's just how it is. I wouldn't say it's a you hate yourself thing. I would say that it's a you're afraid of being overly criticized for small things that you can easily prevent. And that's why people who have social anxiety stay in their home most of the time. But let me tell you something. When it's time for me to pay my water bill, best believe I'm out the door. I'm out the door, in the car, in my Uber, ready. Restock on toilet paper. I don't have time to order some shit on Amazon and wait 2 days. Out the door. Like, her saying that I can't perform because I have social anxiety is like me saying that I can't go to the bank to figure out what's wrong with my bank account because I'm too scared of social interaction. And there's certain things that you just need to do when you have obligations. Like, you had an obligation to perform, you had an obligation to show up, and you didn't. You let a lot of people down, and you can't even apologize for it. Like, I feel like she genuinely needs to apologize. And I can see, her social anxiety during the whole Soul Train acceptance award. I see it. I don't think she's faking it. But stop using mental health as an excuse. I have a friend who's literally bipolar, and sometimes she has days where she's just depressed and annoyed and doesn't feel like talking to anybody and disconnects with everybody. But that's not going to stop her from wanting to go get gas in her car the next morning. Like, she has to get through these things. Like, that's not going to stop her from going to the gym. Like, my social anxiety used to be so bad, and low-key it's not bad, like, I went through it, that sometimes I can't even go to the mall without, like, feeling anxious. I can go to the mall by myself. I force myself to go to the mall by myself sometimes because I literally try to break out of it. Not just that, but sometimes when I walk into a barbershop or into a store, I'm like, okay, I need my headphones, because that way I wouldn't have to think about people judging me or people criticizing, like, the way, like, let's say I have a stain on my shirt. I think people are going to be looking at that one stain all day, but in reality, no one thinks about it until I bring it up. So sometimes I try to force myself and shape myself to think, it's not you, it's them. It's not you. People aren't thinking about you. People aren't thinking about you. People aren't thinking about you. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. It's all in, like I say, breathing exercises. And sometimes before I walk into a store or walk into the barbershop or walk into or if I go to the fair, like, I have to breathe, like, I have to put my headphones in. Like, yes, I know some of y'all are just listening, just like, wow, like, that's insane. It's insane, but you have to break through it. And it's crazy because sometimes it's kind of hard to, like, mind control yourself and force yourself to be better and not have it. And sometimes even if you have anxiety, it's kind of hard to train your brain to get away from your bipolar or your depression or your anxiety or schizophrenia when you've been mentally programmed to feel that way since you were a child. Like, it's just hard and difficult. And I have sympathy for Summer Walker, but I do think she deserves to be criticized. And I think it's fucked up that a lot of people say, no, don't criticize her. I can criticize her if I paid my goddamn money for that fucking tour. And let me tell you something. I have social anxiety. And that's probably why I haven't done a meet and greet sooner. Probably would have done a meet and greet a long time ago. But I would literally get nervous, like, before I even did a meet and greet. I would get nervous beforehand. Like, that's just a normal thing for me. Or even when I was going to acting class, sometimes I would get nervous. Like, as I was in the Uber, I'd be like, oh my God. Because we had new people in our class, like, every week. And I'd be like, I'm nervous. Like, what if there's new people in the class and somebody takes my seat and I don't feel the need to tell them to get their ass up because I'm gonna be annoyed. Like, that was literally me. But that doesn't stop me from getting my obligations done. I relax, do my breathing exercises. This is a good breathing exercise for a lot of y'all who have anxiety. Breathe and feel your chest rising. Count to 8. Then count to 10 as you're blowing out that air. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom. Let your chest rise. Breathe in as much as you can. Then let it out slowly and count to 10 or count backwards or count forward. That generally helps. Summer Walker has access to money. She is rich. She is popping now. Like, she has solidified herself in the game where she has a #1 album. She has like 4 Billboard hits on the Hot 100 in the US right now. Like, she's killing it right now. And she doesn't want to try to get better. Like, it's one thing to have mental health. Great. That's a flaw a lot of people have, that a lot of us have. It's a part of you. Sometimes you can't change it. Sometimes there's no cure for it. But she has access to get medication. She has access to get therapy. She has access to do a lot of things. She just doesn't want to try it, and that's a very bold move for her to cancel her tour, because a lot of vendors, they might not even want to book her because they're gonna be scared that she might not even want to show up. Some people might not even want to show up to her tours no more because of that. Now she's popping now, but she might not be able to get away with doing this shit a year from now when her momentum dies down. I'm not saying her career's gonna end, but I'm saying that she can be her only worst enemy. For me, for example, I don't want to have to always go out all the time because of my social anxiety, but I know sometimes I have to go to meetings, or I have to interact with people, or sometimes I'm gonna have to sit down with like management people. Like sometimes I'm gonna have to sit down with so and so, or sit down with so and so, and I have to do these things. You have obligations that you need to complete, and your anxiety and your depression is no excuse for why you didn't complete these obligations. So that's how I genuinely feel. I don't like that. She needs to apologize. And if some of y'all disagree, I completely understand and I respect it. But how long is she gonna be able to use her social anxiety as an excuse? Are you gonna make that are you gonna let your social anxiety control you, or do you want to control it? Don't let your no matter what anxiety you have or what mental health issue you have, are you gonna let it control you, or are you gonna try to take control? Because if I was her, I signed them contracts, I took that $1 million, I would have been like, man, fuck all that. Like, I have anxiety, I'm nervous, I'm introverted, but fuck that. I made a commitment, I'm gonna stick to it, I'm gonna kill it, I'm gonna meditate before stage, because meditating helps. For those of y'all who have mental health issues, meditate for like an hour a day. Or some people don't have the patience to meditate because their mind's going crazy. Shit, spark a blunt. Take a shot of tequila. Do something. Like, this method that I learned this a long time ago when I was in middle school, and I've been using it ever since. Take a deep breath. Think about all your worries disappearing, and think of a white background, and basically shake it off. Shake it off. Shake your entire body. Shake your legs. Shake everything. Like, shake everything until you feel like everything on your body is shaking. And then, boom, get on stage and say, oh, I ain't gonna sweat it. Like, just shake off everything. It might not be something that works for everybody, but just try it. Try shaking your entire body before you walk into a room. Like, if you have anxiety, try shaking your body off and thinking to yourself, man, y'all people ain't shit, because life goes on. Like, if you stumble and fall, or you feel like everybody's judging you, think to yourself, life goes on. Everybody has their own lives and their own insecurities and their own worries. They're not gonna be mad over some shit I did for 5 minutes. Like, they're not gonna be mad because I went on stage and I felt awkward for like 10 minutes. Like, they're not gonna feel, life goes on. Just like, put effort. Like, just put effort. And that's my only thing with her. She's just not trying. And I hate people who use their anxiety or depression or mental health as an excuse. I know a lot of people aren't gonna agree with it, which I'm perfectly fine. Like I always say, I'm willing to hear your thoughts and opinions, but she's her only worst enemy, and she needs to get through it. She made a commitment, and she could have took that time to apologize, and she didn't. And I don't fuck with that. I do not mess with that. I know a lot of YouTubers making videos saying, leave that girl alone. It's not that deep. You knew she had social anxiety. But this is her first tour. Remember that. I'd be pissed. Don't agree to do a show. Not only that, but some people don't do their research about a lot of the artists they follow. Not everybody follows her on Instagram. I didn't even know she had social anxiety until this went public and the media started dragging her for it. Everybody started saying she was faking shit. Some people are awkward because they're social anxiety. They're scared that you're judging them. They're scared that they're breathing too hard. They're scared that they're wearing something bad. They're scared that they smell bad. They're scared of every little thing. And it's gotten better for me. I can interact with people. It's just sometimes before I interact with people, like for example, like before I meet a YouTuber, before I meet someone that, or before I meet a new family member, before I meet somebody, I have to think to myself, shake it off. My breathing exercise, let my chest rise for 10 seconds, and then let it come out my stomach, and make sure your hand is on your stomach too, so you can feel the air coming out. Your heart rate will slow down. Shake it off, and think to yourself, man, these people ain't shit. Like, life goes on. It's not that deep, and that's what she should have done. But hey, it's already done. It's a done deal. She can't turn to it. There's no looking back. I just hope Summer Walker takes this time to heal and be better. Stop with the, this is my last tour. What you mean this is your last tour? You just gonna You just gonna ruin something just because you're sad. Like, you're gonna ruin a good opportunity. Like, for example, look at Ella Mai. Ella Mai is she was one of the most successful R&B artists of last year. She won a Grammy for Boot Up. She won many awards. Her song was everywhere. Like, you couldn't go nowhere without hearing Boot Up. But now she's irrelevant. Like, her momentum has died down. Her album didn't even do that good. Her album didn't do very well because a lot of people just didn't see it as it didn't live up to Boot Up. SZA. People clown SZA because she lost her voice. Making funny memes about it and everything. Now people making memes about Summer Walker having social anxiety. Like, man, at this point, we just have to really think to ourselves. We really, really gotta think to ourselves. Summer Walker is in a blessed position, and anybody would love to have her position. She has 4 Billboard hits right now on the Billboard Hot 100. She has 4 of the most streamed songs in America right now on the Hot 100. And she's not taking advantage of it. And she's not appreciative enough. She might be appreciative, but she's not willing to get through her issues to solidify her spot even more. Because, you know, we see R&B artists come and go. Tink, I remember when Tink was popping, everybody thought she was going to be huge. She was going to be bigger than Rihanna. You know, she had Call My Phone. Then she had Treat Me Like Somebody. And like, Tink was just the it girl, like, way back in 2015, 2014. Like, she was killing it. Then Ella Mai's era passed, and SZA got irrelevant. Like, SZA is still loved, but she lost her voice. And boom, Queen Naija. Like, I'm not a fan of Queen Naija, but a lot of people were rooting for her when Medicine came out, and then when Karma came out, and then boom, she lost her momentum. And right now, everybody's praying for Ari Lennox to come up, but R&B music is literally dead because these R&B artists come and go. People have an attention span of a fucking bag of nickels. Like, people don't know how to pay attention to R&B stars anymore. They come and go, and then eventually labels stop pushing them. And Summer Walker is literally one of the most successful R&B artists of this decade, besides Beyonce. Consistent, consecutive amount of hits. She has 4 hits right now. That's very rare for any female artist. She's a black woman too. And you really think nobody wants that spot? You know how many people want her spot? And she can't even take advantage of it to get help? Nah. But that's how I feel, and I really want to know what y'all think in the comment section down below. I know I barely got to eat my vegetarian food, but yeah, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. We need to talk about Summer Walker. Let's have a discussion. Do you think that she should take the time to get help? Do you think she should apologize? Do you think that she's using her mental health as an excuse, even though she does suffer from it? Let me know. But yeah, if you should like, comment, subscribe, give your thoughts in the comment section down below. Posting every day, and yeah, that's that. Bye. Let me know. Let me know. Oh, let me know. Let me know. Let me know when I feel and sometimes I'm trying to tell you so. You may not be in the mood to learn when you hurt me. There are times you wanna pick yourself from me, but I can have to share. I've heard harder from what I see. Now at your best, you are love. You're a possibility until my life. Let me know. Let me know. Let us know. Let me know. Wow, that was for this video. Yeah. Let me know if you made it to the end.